Hey everybody, and this is Tony, and I'm one of the developers of the Typhoon four-pronged approach to trading currency. I want to share a little bit of background about the Typhoon system and the traders behind it in this short video. So glad you're able to watch this video and be a part of the OCEANSIDE experience and get into the managed account program, because this is going to be exciting. Get ready to fasten your seatbelts, because we are going to be making some money here together over the next, hopefully, several years. You're looking at a chart here right now, and we've been developing some proprietary strategies for years. We've developed all kinds of strategies. We've worked with writing software for programs, even earlier versions of software we've sold. But really, we felt that managing money was the future. You know, Forex is a tough market to trade. Most people that try it fail at it, and they give up, and they don't go at it. And we didn't give up. We've had, years ago, we had some failures, but we looked at those challenges as growing pains, and it's gotten to where we are today. So let's go right to the chart here, as I'm going to break down as briefly as I can, really the four main approaches to the market that we take. Really to survive in the Forex market, you need to be able to adapt to the different market conditions. And you've got a few different types of market conditions for the most part. You've got trending markets, you have ranging markets, you have breakout markets, and then really typically once a week, at most, you'll have a gapping market. We have strategies for all those different types of markets that have proven to be successful, and it's helped us to beat the market overall. So right here we have a 1 hour euro-dollar chart. If you use a MetaTrader platform, bring up a euro chart, it's going to look like this. Not very exciting. Black screen with a grid. I'm going to show you a pretty basic template, one that we use for a couple of our different strategies, just so you know that we know what we're doing. Okay, same chart here, blew it up a little bit so you can see it. Euro-dollar 1 hour. We do like 1 hour charts. We use anywhere from a 5-minute chart typically to a daily to weekly chart, for longer term planning. But let's start out with a trending market. Okay, with a trending market system, and I'm not going to get into too much detail, but I want you to understand a little bit about what we do. Let's start out with what we may be looking for a potential trade setup. All right, this bottom indicator is one that gives you a clue as when the market may be oversold or overbought. So if the market is oversold, that will tell you that maybe that currency is on sale. If it's on sale, you want to buy, right? So what we're looking at here is these lower levels where we're getting a crossing of these moving averages. Okay, and if you see that cross, that may be indicating that it's time to enter the market into a long position or a buy position. Well, what we do is we combine some strategies. Now, as you can see here, we have a couple of lines here. This is a pivot system based on Fibonacci levels, and I can briefly show you what a Fibonacci is. Okay, that is a tool you can use to gauge retracements. You often see a 38% retracement and find some support there, exactly what you had here. Okay, and maybe you understand this, maybe you don't. It's okay. But just give you an idea of what Fibonacci is. Now, these built-in moving pivots is a nice tool for us. And so when we're seeing support levels, that's hinting at maybe looking at buying, right? So we have that going for us. We have our low cross here telling us we're in an oversold market. And then we have these blue dots that indicate changes in trends. So what we have here is some buying on this candle. We have our blue dot which shifted underneath that candle. We have our low cross here. That's a very strong indication to be buying. And what happened? If you bought, you made some money. All right, everybody's happy. So that's one thing we use for trending markets. All right. Now you also may be able to predict even further that that's going to happen. How do we do that though? Well, we have breakouts, and that's basically a breakout. When you see a violent move up like that, I just shifted out to a 4-hour chart, and what we do to predict a breakout is we use our friend the trend line, and that's just understanding where to draw lines across different tops and bottoms. Well, for this example, we had some tops here we drew. Okay, we had it test the top here. That could be a good place to scalp a short position, sell it when this, what we call a wick off this candle. You can see it hit that line and came back down. Well, what we see here is we had a low on this chart for the euro dollar. We had a higher low, which is indicating a potential reversal, right? So what happens is it comes up and it breaks this line, this trend line. On a 4-hour chart, if we zoom out to, or zoom in, I should say, to a 15-minute chart and we find that line, this is where it broke through. And when a trend line is broken, that can be a very clear indication that we're going to have a breakout. What we'll look to do is get in to buy once we see a candle close above that trend line. And you can see if you bought there, you had no drawdown. You simply just had all positive pip action. All right. So that's how we trade a breakout market. So we've seen trending and breakout. Markets often range. So you want to be able to play the ranging market too. And you want to be able to, capture pips on small moves. We call that scalping. We have a proprietary scalping system that we use a lot, probably more than anything, because Forex is a scalper's market, because even these moves where it breaks out, that's not very long that you're in that. These are each 15-minute candles, so you're talking during the day. Great day trading possibility there. The scalping system, we use some moving averages that I'm not going to share exactly what that is. That's something that's very valuable to us. And that's what helped us a lot get where we are. But we use a moving average strategy that helps us get into little buys and little sells quite a bit. Those are the three main strategies right there. And the other strategy I talked about was gapping. Gapping is what you're going to see a lot on market opens on Sundays for us, Sunday evenings. Let's go to an example of a gap. We're going to have to zoom out a little bit and find a good Sunday trade here. You know what? I know there was a gap this last weekend on. Here, let's pull up a chart. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit on this chart here. Okay, and the gap's right here. Okay, it's not super obvious. Let me try to make that a little bit more obvious. Okay, what you can see here is there's a gap. This is Friday's close, this is Sunday's open. And what tends to happen is the gaps are filled, and that's typically what traders will look to do, is get in to fill that gap. And sure enough, it went up a little bit. It met up with some big levels of resistance up here, and what happened was it hit that and it filled that gap and then some. So if you were filling that gap and you stayed in your position, you had quite a nice ride down here, right? And I'm going to be honest, typically you don't see this big of a move up after a gap. You'll typically see it go down first. So this isn't the best example of a gap, but you can still see it didn't go up too high, and if you were a technical trader and saw these big levels of resistance, you wouldn't have been too concerned, and that gap was filled. In fact, you may have even sold some more up at these higher levels and really filled that gap and then some. Alright, so hopefully this video has been informative on what the Typhoon system encompasses. It's really a four-pronged approach to the market, and we try to adapt to every market condition through different strategies. It's been very successful for us. Hey, I'm seeing another good example of a gap over here. Here you can see where the market opened low, and it pretty much immediately went and filled that gap. Great opportunities, so we look forward to those on Sundays. But We look forward to meeting you on future webinars and hopefully trading a managed account for you and making some money together. So thanks for watching the video, and look forward to talking to you soon.